How many of you would identify as a feminist? Hands up. That's not bad. Usually it's fear. Some people are like, eh. You know, feminism doesn't just go in waves. It's also one of those terms that has kind of like ins and outs and ups and downs. Sometimes it's very popular in the media. Sometimes it's the whipping boy. I get students, I say, you know, what do you think, my dear, lovely 18-year-old girl? And she says, well, I'm not a feminist, but. So for me, a feminist is someone who believes in equity and justice for folks of all gender identifications. And there's something else I believe about feminism. I believe it's not just a label. I believe it's a practice. It's a thing that we do every day. It's a thing that I do, for example, when I support junior female colleagues or junior female PhD students, or when I say thank you to my fabulous female chair because I know how much other stuff is going on in her life that she has to deal with in addition to just me. So my research in feminist performance begins from that principle. Feminism is a practice. Performance is also a practice. This is something that we don't necessarily think about when we go to the theater or we go to a concert, for example, or even a sports event. We think, oh, we're watching a performance. But what if I were to tell you that we're all in this room performing right now? Obviously I'm performing, I'm kind of nervous. We know what it feels like to have performance anxiety. I can also see all of you. I can see the way you're moving, I can see the way you're reacting to me. We're performing for each other. There's a French philosopher called Michel de Certeau who wrote a fabulous book called The Practice of Everyday Life. And one of the things that he talks about in that book is that the way we move through the world every day actually enables that world. It makes that world. It makes space. It shifts the way things are. It makes material change. So think about it. Feminism as a practice, not just a label, a way of being in the world. Performance, not just a thing that we watch, but a thing that we do, a way that we are in the world, that we make change in the world. If you put those two things together, you land at the place where I do my research. Now look at this woman on the slide, Emma Franklin. By the way, please visit her website, she's amazing. She's got an axe. I bet you figured that she was out to smash the patriarchy, right? Because that's what we imagine feminists do. Actually, Emma was identified male at birth. And in this performance that she's doing here, Rituals for Change, she's making a piece of work about the politics of her transition, her experience of her own gender identification. First as a man who had felt wronged her, and now as a woman and what it means to become a woman in a world that is not yet just and fair and equitable to folks from all gender identifications. So, very fast, because I have 5 seconds. Feminism is a practice for me. Performance is a practice for me. And feminist performance is a rehearsal for a gender revolution.